Hey, hello. Let's get started. So today, Friday, World of WoqlCraft is on, and today we're gonna try something different because yeah, like y if you know me, like I've always been interested in like working on NLP and other stuff, especially chatbot and things I like. And I always have this idea of like using Terminus DB to work with something related to NLP, because a lot of the study about languages is that you would see how different words are related to each other. So actually having a knowledge graph of how like the sentence, the language structured is actually, it could be very convenient. So there was an idea of like I tried to put maybe WorkNet into Terminus DB, but that's a lot of work, and also it's already like in NLTK. So if you like, usually people when they use WorkNet, they would just go to NLTK. So maybe if you're not using Python, then you don't have NLTK. Maybe like that would be helpful. But for me personally, it's not as useful as like maybe something else. So I'm thinking like of today doing something like what if I can store my result on Terminus DB? I can share that, and then also like I can also because all these branching and merging are coming soon. So what if I have a model, I trained it, and I save the data, the result on Terminus DB, and then I can, when I retrain the model or like I do something else, I could, save the data on it, and I can always branch and merge and do revision control and roll back. So that may be helpful. So that's why I think that maybe we'll see if we can try to put the result, on Terminus DB just as a start. So like some of you also doing NLP projects may get some inspiration of just storing like your result in a different way than just like a tabular format. So by the way, this is a new project. So last time we did the movie dataset, so we put in the IMDb movie dataset on Cargo into Terminus DB. So that was a success, and we try to use the list, and actually it works. So yeah, so it's good that we can also like we may also need to do that in this project as well. So we'll see. So you can see that now, like the first page I'm showing you is SpaCy actually. So you're surprised that like why I'm talking about SpaCy, not Terminus DB. So um, because this is what we're gonna work with. So we need a library to work with NLP, right? So I picked SpaCy because this is a very easy to use library that if you have a sentence or a document, just like any paragraph, that it will tokenize it, and then it will give you all these tokens that it got all these attributes. So in this script actually it shows in a tabular format. Is well, you can obviously like do that in a pandas data frame, put that in. But yeah, we got to try to see if we can put that in Terminus DB. But even better, so you can see this is just attribute, right? So this is just like each word, which is a token. So they got these like different attributes, like what tag they are. So they are like some of them are verb, So this is a part of speech. So they're the lambs lemon. This is the original form of the word. So for example, looking is like, yeah, I forgot how to call that. Yeah, so lemma is called here. But I think it's yeah. So we call it lambing the word. So it's kind of like putting it back to its dictionary form. Um, and it's a stop word. So all this stuff. And but what's better than that is that you actually have a graph. You can traverse like what word is related to other word with these like different. So like for example, this is the subject of this object. Um, so also like which yeah. So there's a better one here down there. Um, yeah, yeah. So this navigating the sentence. So you can see that so car is a noun. So like the shift is a verb that is its subject is the noun. So here cars. So also like this is adjective for cars. Autonomous. I don't know. I can't speak today. So autonomous cars. So this is actually like this referring to cars. So they are related here. So you can see like they have the head. This pointing to car, and then so and also like you got the children here. So it will be like autonomous. So yeah, and what shift? So car shift. So it's point to shift. You know, and also insurance. So what insurance is about? So it's about liabilities. It's linked to liabilities. So you got this like relationship between them. So this is like where terminus DB can come in. Like that's why when you put it in a graph, that actually you can so it's basically is a better way to store your result. So when later when you want to get back this result, you know you can do it. And also like the good thing about like you can say that, oh, I can just pickle this doc in Python, but well, there's a lot of reason why pickle is not the best way to preserve you know some result. There was an article, I forgot to show it, but like it's on Twitter that is shared, that's just saying like there's some like downfall of pickle. So I think having like a more stabilized like data structure to store your results is better. So I think yeah, this is a structure that you can totally build it with Terminus DB, and of course like when Hub is out, so we are ready for the beta testing now. So like there'll be a selected group of people that we will send out an invite. So if you're interested, you can like just contact us, and maybe we would just like include you, maybe introduce yourself a little bit, like why you want to test it. So yeah, like so it's coming out very soon. So once you have Hub, you can share all your research with your friends. So I think that was very useful for people who are working on similar things, right? They work on NLP, they want to share their result. So that's why we're doing this. And talking about Terminus DB, we have a makeover again. This is the reason why is that because we released 2.0.5, there is actually a massive change because we have to do some fixes in the back end to make it more more suitable for Hub. So it's kind of like a lot of improvement, which there's the sad thing about it is that because like that would break the compatibility of between 2.0.4 and 2.0.5. So everybody is just updating their code right now. And I just released the Python client that will be working with 2.0.5. So it's just released. So it's Python client to open 2 right now. So that's what I'm using right now. So this is 2. So this is Terminus DB 2.0.5, and the Terminus DB client, the Python client that I'm using, will be open 2. Okay. So just to clarify that, because today there's like a lot of inquiry about this, and yeah, we have to improve the communication with the community, because sometimes I also feel this way, because like the core team works very hard for things, and then like it got released and I just like, oh, but I didn't know about like that would break my code. So yeah, so this is a news and announcement from us. And if you haven't updated, you can if you want to if you have updated your Terminus DB from 2.0.4 to 2.0.5, please also update your client. Um, and also the edit, the changes in your code should be minimal. So that there isn't any like big changes you just have to update your client so it works. So that's the thing that I need to say beforehand. So what I've done is that I've installed SpaCy, and also like this is where you'll be like, what's this? This is actually Jupyter Notebook. So I just discovered that you can change the theme of Jupyter Notebook to give it a dark theme, which is better because I love working with dark theme. That's like closer to the color palette that I use when I use Atom. But the good thing about Jupyter Notebook is that I don't have to do that like awkward switching between the all these like. So for streaming, it's much better to use Jupyter Notebook because everything is on a browser, so it's more manageable. Also for presentation and all this stuff. So this is really neat. Um, so I've tried to run this code. I have installed SpaCy, so it works. So this is actually just the code I showed you like a bit earlier. So it's running. Sorry, it's running all these things. And so another thing is like when you start using SpaCy, just in case you haven't used that before. Let me make it bigger. So maybe too big. Yeah. So yeah, you have to also load the model there. So because SpaCy support a lot of different languages, I'm loading just like this one is I think it's the most common one in English. There's a lot. You can go to the documentation to choose which one you want to use. So this is English, and this is core. Maybe this is how they trained it, and also what data they used to train it, and how big is the corporate or something. So um, SpaCy is super easy to use. You just when you import SpaCy, you just like load in the model. You can just like run it. Um, and create a doc. So this doc will consist of lots of tokens, and there's also other objects that is included in this doc. But today we just care about the tokens, because otherwise there will be like because SpaCy it's very powerful. It creates lots of stuff. So we just like do a subset of it just to test things out to see if that works fine. If you're using it, if you find a need to store the other things as well, with span and other things. So you can also do it in a similar manner. Um, yeah, this is a bit difficult to see. So the website actually like if you put this in, put all these in a pandas data frame, then it's easier to see. So they would be more like this. Not this. The example is this one. Sorry about the scrolling. Yeah, so the result in a tabular format would be like this. Okay. So let's have a look at this token object, shall we? So yeah, so you can see that this token object. So actually, there's two objects that we will have. We have a doc, so it's a document. That could be the original sentence, but this, of course, in Python is a specific Python object. And yeah, and in there's a lot of attribute. We, like I said before, we don't store everything because like for example this one, like the ID of the and the Unicode, I think it's just like you can only pick one of them, and also some of them we don't care at the moment. So yeah, you can also get the tensor. Ooh. Yeah, so but what we care about is the head. So the head will actually link it to yes, to the governor of the token. So what syntactically, so what is this word's parent, and the last token. So maybe this is also too detailed, and we can also work with children. So this is what was showed in the previous example. So we can do those. We can just like work with what is in the example there, but so let me copy the other example in my Jupyter notebook as well, just to have a reference. So yeah, we don't want to dive too deep, but if you're doing it with your project, if you have a need, of course you can do that yourself. So where was it? Where was it? Yeah, there's so many things. Not name entity. That's something you could do with SpaCy as well. Super powerful. We can explore a little bit more next time, maybe if people are interested. But we just try to work our thing for now. So yeah, so this one, okay. Let me copy this as well, so we kind of know what they are. Yeah. So the interesting thing is like they have this code snippet that they could run it, but it's difficult to copy. I would rather they have a button for me to copy and paste it in my own Jupyter notebook. So yeah, this one as well. Right. So yeah, you can get like the tokens children, and there will be a list of it. So we can totally do the same thing like we did last time, and also put the uh, the relationship there. So I have created this SpaCy schema.py because I found it's actually more convenient if you have a Python script that you could just run and create a schema, because for loading the data in, and you may want to use a Jupyter notebook because you could do your test do your testing, your data science thing here, just try to put it in here and load in the data each time, um, or like yeah. So I think it's better to have like Jupyter notebook for loading the data, but schema you only need to build once, so it's good, like more convenient to have a script that like people can pull this code from GitHub and then they could just run it and they will have the schema on Terminus DB. And oops, sorry about this tab thing. Let me close this because this is yeah, those things just like my releasing of the Python client. So okay, Yeah. So before we have Hub like publicly available, so the easiest thing to share your schema with people is just like people can run the script. Okay, that's what I gotta aim for. So so we do what we have done before. So we import terminus db client. Actually, we would from, that's what I like doing, like do it that way, from import Woql client. Yeah, sometimes I find it quite redundant as well. Like I can just call it client, but well, it's too late to change now, I guess. Query, and yeah, for now I think. And then what we gotta do is that we would have a we have the dbid. So dbid of equals to so what, how should we call this? You know, I just call it NLP SpaCy maybe. Yeah, I'm so bad at naming things. Okay, so yep, saved. And what else could we do? We could create. We first need to, of course, we need to create a database. So like what I have done all the time, or just like copy what I had before. So yeah, yeah, I'll just copy this thing. Why not? And yeah, and I'll just replace it. This one. And we'll have a build schema here maybe. Okay, pass for now. Okay, so this will be build schema. So I think yeah, you need to pass in the client. Nope. Right, and so this is still localhost. This is fine. Yeah, we may have to change the HTTPS afterwards because if I want to work with Hub, but we are thinking about like the other workaround. That's basically yeah, maybe not with the Docker or something. Like we have to rethink it. But now it's like HTTP is fine. So connect. This is fine. Get meta, so we check whether that exists. If it does, then if it don't, then we create it. So label is that SpaCy documents, or yeah, tokens maybe. Yeah. Description would be storing. Hi, hi. I see you. Brad. Yeah, Brad. Am I pronouncing you correctly? In entities, yeah. Oh, you love SpaCy. That's great. Thank you. Oh, SpaCy 3.0. Whoa, yeah. So yeah, so that's great. Yeah, sure, we could do more NLP. I think there's a big space in there, and SpaCy is for a good one. And if it works good, then we could think about other things as well, of course. But yeah, we could explore a little bit more. Mm. So so that is this for now, and we'll see how far we go today. I hope I can load in the data in the example. So let's move on. So storing. So spelling mistake. Storing. Storing the SpaCy. Storing result. Tokenization. Result from SpaCy. Yeah, I wish I could type faster. I'm so bad at it. Sorry about that. And right, so we will create a database here. So if I run it, do I want to do that? Yeah, let's try it. Why not? So I go back to the terminal. So you can have a terminal in. Yeah, so Jupyter Notebook is just like amazing. So this is yeah, this is what we did with loading the model in SpaCy. So that's fine. And Yeah, so can I clear this? Actually, it's a bit of a mess. Okay, so yeah, let's run that. So Python, what's that called? Build, SpaCy schema. Yeah. Oop, oop. Why I can't? Well, okay, do ls first. So what's going on? Okay, yeah. Python. Yeah. Oop. Oopsie. Yeah, and especially like when I'm panicking, I can't really type. Ooh, what's going on? Oh yeah, sorry, this is my bad. Like the way that we import things are different. So it's just a minor thing. We just delete this, then that's fine. Yep. Because like yeah, this code is not very updated actually. So um, yeah, right. What's going on? It shouldn't be taking so long. I don't know what's going on here. And yeah, let's have a look. Not here. And yeah, it created a SpaCy token database here. And yeah, it got nothing. It just say that the Python client 0.2.0 has created the schema graph for us. So that's done. And now, yeah, it just take a while. Okay, so what we gotta do now is that we gotta build schema. So I think first of all, we would have maybe we just like create a token doc type first. I don't know whether we should actually create it the document. Yeah, maybe we could create a document as well, so we kind of know that which token is from which document. So yeah, I think it's good to have a parent. So we create a document doc type. So um, we have SpaCy doc maybe, yeah, would be so Wacko query dot no, doc type. So this is called SpaCy query SpaCy doc. Yeah, I can capitalize it. And label. Yeah, so by the way, this is the most updated syntax I'm using here. You will see that I can just like add those doc types together because now we have the plus operator that's working for the query object, which is great. And yeah, so let's try that. So label equals to SpaCy document. So the description would be equals to the, the object in yeah, so let's put it like this for now. Oh, did I miss it? Oh yeah, I missed the quotation here. Yep. Right. So and we have the token object. So token object, token doc type, DT I call it, equals to WoqlCraft query dot doc type. So this one will be SpaCy token. Oops, SpaCy document. SpaCy token label. Yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this IDE is that I don't see the yeah, it won't show, yeah, it won't show the hidden spaces and all these things. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. For example, here. So and um, SpaCy documents. This is SpaCy tokens, and then description. Yeah, maybe I will skip the description for now because yeah, I don't want to type too much. Okay, so we have oh the so this, and then now what I need is to add the property here. So I would use yeah this here, so that in this case then I could do a property, or I can put a dot there. don't know which one is the correct one. We will see. Property, and this one. So the first property that we want to add is let's go to ours because I hate the white background there. So but this one is a bit difficult to see, is it? Yeah. So this is, we have the tags for the token. So let's add the tags here. So so we have the tags property. So this is tags, and this one would be a so the data type would be a string, and then dot property. Yep. The next one, what we want to have is to have a yeah. So this is lemma. So I would just add all of this, right? So this is like what we're interested in. So this is lemma. I don't need the underscore at the end because I don't want to make extra complicated thing. So this is also a string. Well, we can create a lemma object actually, but let's make it simple for now. We just store it as a string. Yeah, so because like remember lemma we have, this is the Unicode, and also but there you can also have an integer of this. So if you create a lemma object, then you can have a lemma dot Unicode, then it gives you this Unicode, and then like lemma dot integer, then it will give you the integer or ID or whatever, I don't know. So yeah, so you can make this obviously like, well, of course, if you want to make the sophisticated like the complete uh, graph where you could do that, so you can have extra layer there, but I'm not going to do that right now because yeah, we're just demonstrating how this will work. If you want to do that, I'm more than happy like to see people do that, but we just store everything as string for now just to flatten it. The tag, so all of these will be the string. Well, we could make this boolean, stop word and is alpha, but most of the stuff. Shape. Shape is very interesting. So it's just showing that whether it's capitalized. I like that. We'll just keep them. We just keep them. Well, I don't know what they are used for. Uh, I would find a use case for that. Tag would be also a string. Maybe I can just copy and paste a bunch of these. So yeah, and then edit it. And then of course we add a head and everything afterwards. So it's not just this. So we have dependent. I think this is dependence. Yeah, this is. This is actually how things are related to the to the other object. So and then I'm a bit lost. Okay, here and shape is also a string, and then the other two would be a boolean. Great. And is alpha is boolean. Do I have to spell it out? I forgot. Boolean. I have to double check. Uh, you have to double check. Is stop. Okay. So yeah. So that is it for now. Okay. So and we want to add these as well. So this we have. We need to add head. So the head would be a property, but this time. By the way, I want to double check whether like I have swapped the position because I am not very sure. Let me just give me a quick check. And yeah, so it's the name or the ID and the type. Okay, so this would be another token. So and this one, yeah, this one. Why I did that? I'm super stupid. So yeah, SpaCy dot here and SpaCy. This is wrong. Yeah, SpaCy token. So it should be like this here. Okay, let's save it for now. And let's see what else do we need. We need the child So we'll have a child, children. So yeah, we just store all of them as a child, so it could be multiple. So all of these, if you really want, you can set the max capillarity to be a 1. So you can only have one, of these. But child, you can multiple. So yeah, this will be child, multiple child. So yeah, so if you want to be super, yeah, so because you can't be like you can't have two, right? So it's a stop word, and it's not a stop word. That is super weird. So yeah, you can limit those things. So I think this is fine, and we have two, so we would have a schema equals to these two add up together. Yeah, so now you can do that, and we'll do a schema return schema dot execute, and let's put in the client in here, and then if I run this, it should give you a result. So if I want to, I can put this into a pandas data frame and have a look whether we have a result back, but I doubt it's going to be useful because I'm just building a schema, so maybe not. So let's not do this. Yeah, okay. So let's try, because like some of these I'm not so sure, so I'll see if it works or not. Let's do this again. And oops, what's going on? Yeah, it's not defined. Range, yeah, Boolean is not correct for some reason. So maybe bool, I don't know. We have to check whether that is correct or not. And yeah, so the range is not defined. So and what I can do is like have I used other like Boolean things before? Terminus DB, docs, documentation. I don't know whether we have documented it like anywhere, but let's see. Developer guide, user guide, and we have a query schema. Yeah, this is something that I really want like to have a reference um, of what built-in types we have, because now we don't have them documented. Oh, it may be like I've used it before. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me double check. Um, so it's what type it should be. Yeah, it should be Boolean. Oh, it should be capital Boolean, is it? Oh yeah, sorry. All of those should be capital, I think. Yeah. Oh no, 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 it should not be capital. Oh, but why? Why is said that the Boolean doesn't work? That's so weird. Yeah, why it doesn't work? If not, I'll just store a string and we can change it later. Yeah, it's just saying that there's an error. I would have to ask my colleague why this boolean is not allowed in the graph. And yeah, range. So it's other is not working. Yeah, I think you have to reconfirm that. Like, what's that new thing for boolean? I don't know what that would be. But let's store a string for now. Just true and false. For now. Okay, so let's have a look at the terminus DB graph. Yeah, we only still have the empty schema graph here, so that's fine. So let's run that again. Let's go back to this one, and yeah, it's doing something right now, so it will be updated very soon, I hope. And let's yeah, so it's updated. So by the way, I didn't put in a commit message here, so it's just say update query generated by 0.20. That's fine, or I can just put it in here, that the commit message. So this would be create a schema for SpaCy tokens. And yeah, so if I really want, I can delete all this and try again. So delete database. And I don't know whether this is working or not. Yeah, it's not working at the moment. Can't delete it. Well, we will leave it for a while. It's fine. It's just a commit message. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why that doesn't work. And maybe the Python client work because I'm not like there may be still a bug hanging there. So because I'm using a dev version before release, so maybe they have fixed it. So and actually I can do a delete database. I can do a client.delete database and putting the ID in here instead of connecting it, and then create it again. So yeah, let's just comment this out, see if I can recreate it. Let's do that. Yeah. So let's go back to my, let's see if that works. Yeah, have a look inside. Yeah, so now I have a new commit message here. So if I relook at the schema, we have the documents and the SpaCy tokens, and the property would have all of this. Okay, so yeah, that's it for now. And now let's do some loading in of the data, right? So we have built all of this. So so let's modify this to edit. So instead of just printing it out, I would just like slot this in one by one. So I can keep the print here for now, but I would delete it afterwards. So what I gotta do now is that I would oh, I forgot. Oh, so sorry, that's one thing that I really forgot to do, because like I have to yeah, I have to also give the doc, because otherwise it doesn't know which document is it. So the doc would be a SpaCy document, right? Okay, so yeah, okay. And yeah, so let's do this. So I have these documents. So what I can do is that first of all, I would create the document. I should really put in a document object. So I'll have a query that is in search doc. Will be the WoqL query. So I have to import of course I have to import WoqL here. Import this one. Yes. Right. And then I will import it. And a WoqL query. Oh, I have to do all this connection again, right? So okay, insert a cell above. So yeah, I have to reconnect the thing. So we just have a bunch of these, and yeah, this is used for connecting the graph. Oops. I can't just. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this time I don't want to recreate it. I hope. Or maybe I just comment it out first, and then we see what we need. We just connect it back to what we have. Yeah, of course, because otherwise we don't have a schema. Silly me. Okay, let's delete this. Right. Okay. So, and when I load it in, I would have to import it beforehand. So actually, I'll import this here. I know it's a bit like messy because I'm importing things everywhere, but we'll leave it this for now. Because like Jupyter Notebook is always like, I think I've explained it like in another occasion, that I found it very weird that yeah, like in a Python script I want to import everything at the top, but because Jupyter Notebook you run each cell individually, so sometimes I just like want to put it in another cell. Okay, So I've loaded, I've the NLP, I just want to create a doc. So dot insert. So I would create a, so what was that? Insert the yeah, the thing, and then, okay, so ID would be, so I actually would call this a sentence. Okay, put this separate. Or doc, I can call it back something. So let me check the SpaCy docs. So let me see. Yeah, so docs. Can I get back the sentence from the doc? Attribute do you have? We have iter. I know. An extension. So I got a name. Which attribute? No. Has extension. Similarity. This stuff. Well, the doc itself is a JSON object. Yeah, you can put it as a JSON if you want, but yeah, let's from this to bike retokenize. So you can do that. Okay. Dot merge and send vector. Yeah, you can store these as well. You can like create a vector actually, and yeah, serialization views. Yes, so you can have the text of a document and the tensor as well. I think value of the sentiment. Okay, so what I gotta do now is I just gotta extract the text from the doc. But again, like you can make these doc objects more sophisticated as well, but that would be a lot of work, and I don't want to spend too much time on that. So just call in the doc's text as the ID, and actually I should give it a SpaCy doc and plus. Okay. So this will be what I use for the ID of the doc. But yeah, like well, this is not perfect, I would say, because yeah, uh, because like if you have two like the same sentence, then what should you do? But oh well, I assume that if the sentence is the same, it will be the same. Okay, so this will be the SpaCy doc. Okay, so this is the ID of it, and this is what it actually is. So yeah, I guess. Um, Yeah, and also like you may have to clean this up a little bit. I don't know whether spaces will work. So can I just do an ID gen and put this in that? Let's try actually. I've never done that before. And yeah, let's try that. See if ID gen can do that. Okay, so it's too long. So doc ID would be a WoqlCraft query dot ID gen. So I can put this as a prefix. So this is how IDGen work, a prefix. And then we would, so normally this one we would put in a V and something. So I don't know whether I could put in a string here. So yeah, this is something I want to try. So I don't know that will work or not. And let's try. Why not? If it doesn't work, we just like put it in like so this will be string. And this one will put in like docs.text. Okay, so let's give this a try first. So what this one will do is like it will wrap it up. So in WoqlCraft it will be seen as a string, but not an ID of something in the graph. So let's hope this one will work. But it may not work, and it will give me a V. V. So doc ID. Yeah, so it gives me a WoqlCraft variable in there. So now if I stick this over here, then it will work as long as I stick these two together afterwards when I create a query. Yeah, it's the Lego block. Okay, this is how we generate the insert doc. Would be this one, and yeah, so I have the doc query. be this one plus this one. Okay. Or actually I can have a insert doc equals to that one plus that one. I think that would work as well. Let's see. Okay, so now I have the docs, and when I insert this, I would have a the tokens there. So all the tokens will have a text. So insert, so insert token equals to yeah, actually I should store it in a list and add it up together. But since yeah, I think the more conservative way to do this is to create a list and then just like have all these query bundle up in a list and do a Wacko and together. But yeah, we'll see if we can just take advantage of this list because this is new. Why not? Let's try things out. Let's break things. Insert token, and so I have a token stock tag. So first of all, I have to insert it. This one. Yeah, I don't even have a label here, is it? That's horrible. Let's put the text in here as the label. Okay, yeah. And here that I would insert this one, so label would be the text of it, and I will have the text as well. So yeah, maybe I should not have the text here because that would be just the label. Yeah, maybe I would remove the text here. Yeah, just one extra layer. So I would save this and I would rerun it, and this one would destroy and build again. So this is great. Okay, I want to destroy and build again. So yeah. So what I gotta do now is that I would go back here. I'm a bit lost. So where am I? Yeah, I was building this, right? Okay, cool. And label is, so this is not doc ID, so this will be insert a token. So yeah, this one would be an ID gen with the doc as well. So let's try it again, like do another ID gen like this, and yeah, so this would be a token. Let's do an ID gen, so token, and I would have a string, and yeah, just slightly to break it. I have the text, and also the what do I want for that? That would be a the token text. So this is like this token in this doc. So I need both because the token, so it may be the same word somewhere else. This is why I need this. Or do I have an ID of the token? Oh, actually I can have the doc and then I could have the index of it, right? So token. So there's an index, I think, of it. Offset, yeah, offset. So maybe I'll use the offset to make an ID. I don't know whether that would work, but let's see. And offset. So this one would be an integer, is it? Yeah. So I want to make it a string as well. So it's a bit tricky. Yeah. So sorry, this is a bit messy here. Maybe we should find a way to make this smarter. So that maybe the next iteration we could make this better. So this will be the token ID. Insert token. We'll be inserting the token ID. And this one will be SpaCy token. And label would be the token.text. Yes. Okay. So this one we'll insert this and all the properties. And woo, dot property. Actually, I should put that in a bracket so I can break the line there. This is what black will do for you. Actually, I should run black after this. It's like all my code are horrible. I need black to make it more beautiful for me. So the first property, it will be, so actually I'm not so confident with the how to insert the property, because like it always like I always trip over because yeah, the position changes when you insert it. So yeah, so it will be like yeah, first like what property it is and then the value of it. Okay, so so this property would be, what did we have? We have a POS, pass of switch. So POS. This one would be actually the string. Yeah, we totally need to make this like easier, that we don't have to wrap it to string every time. So yeah, I don't think you may have to. You may be smart enough to know that it's just a string, but just to be safe, yeah, just like tokens POS here. Did I skip the lemma? I think I skipped the lemma. Sorry. Like, let's just copy this and do this and here. Yep. Oh, and that would be the lemma. And that would be the lemma here. Yeah, this will be basically the same. So I just like gotta make this a million times. Oh, a million times. I now indentate them correctly. I hope. And yeah, it doesn't align. Okay. I'll fix that later. So just put everything here. Why not? And yeah, it'll be tricky when we start to do the other stuff, which is it's not that tricky. It's just gonna be different. The shapes, so they're gonna be the same. So you have all this in your data. The knowledge graph there for you. And this too should be Boolean, but we'll make it a string for now. We'll see how we can figure it out later. Yeah, so sorry about that. I will ask my colleague what's going on in the backend, what it should be, and things like that. Okay, so yep, so that's that. And we have the head and the child. So what we gotta do is that, let's double check. So yeah, we have the head and the child and the dog. Okay, so head would be just a head. The child, I'll add it in afterwards because it's a list, so we have to write that as well. So the head would be just head, and this one would be tokens. So yeah, this time I would have to add in an ID for that. So and what I gotta do is to so okay, what we so it will return the text of that. So I would have to find the offset of the head to insert. So and also generate the ID for that, so I could recognize that. So maybe I should write another function to get the token ID. Yeah, so let's write that helper function somewhere, and or maybe a doc ID as well. So yeah, so we like writing this with helper function at the top. Oh no, token ID. So every time someone give me a token ID, then so this will be a so I need the doc and so this I need the doc and offset. Okay, so what I gotta do is that I would have to call this thing and then return it. So right, so ID generate that, and and then use this doc here. So yeah, so this will be just the doc and the offset. And the token, maybe just doc and token. It'll just generate it for me. Okay. Token ID, and let's let's make a doc ID as well. So, right, we only have 5 minutes left, so what's we gotta do? What we gotta do with that? Let's see. And I'm in the middle of it. And yeah, bye, Brad. Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. And yeah, thanks for joining us. And yeah, I am. So my posture is horrible actually. Like I'm like always putting my head forward. But anyway, okay. So this doc thing should be this one. So just delete this. Yep. And this should be a doc ID here. And just return this one. Okay. Oh, but this one won't be the token ID, is it? So this one should be the val that we want. And yeah, because like then we have the. Oh, it's a bit tricky here. So okay, so what I gotta do is that I would like to stop because it's Friday and it's getting a bit hot in here, and what I gotta do like next time is that I gotta continue this. I gotta continue working on this, and because this is a bit like tricky, I have to think about a way to to put this. So I think what I gotta do here that I gotta leave this like this for now, maybe, or um, yeah, I need to think about like how to pass because like I really need this ID for the head. So maybe I won't use the ID gen, or maybe I will write my own ID gen to generate an ID for it. Um, mm, yeah, maybe I would write my own ID gen to do this. So let me think. Yeah. So the dog and yeah, yeah, but like I really want to have a clean, because I don't know whether these spaces would work. Um, so I may have to. I think what I need to do is that like for ID Gen, what it does is I just change this into HTML safe, HTML safe format. So maybe I would write my own ID Gen next time how to do this because I think because this passing this variable, so it's make it very tricky. So yeah, so like I'll leave this like this for now. I will just replace this into my own ID gen. That basically just making this sentence HTML safe. I mean like URL safe. Then I could use that as an ID. So yeah, so that's my hack. I don't know, or maybe I can talk to my colleague about like whether I'm not even sure this syntax will work, right? So yeah, I may have to write my own instead. So yeah, yeah, for now. Yeah, because I want to return that text instead of like creating this thing. So yeah, I may rewrite it next time. So I would just do this for now. I'll just continue this, assuming that I have the ID. So this, for example, I will have this like say token ID, right? So I'm calling that function, and or just so what would be in would be the um would be the oh geez, I'm out of words. So it would be the token dot head dot offset, right? No, I just pass in the token dot head in because I'm just passing in the token here, right? So I'm putting the offset in here. Okay, I'm just putting the token in there and generate the ID for me. So it's it would be I have to rewrite these two functions next time, but I'll just finish this query off and we would try it out next time. Okay, this one will be this is the doc instead. So doc, I will have a doc ID and this will be just the token.doc. Okay, and yeah, so and then I will have to add in the childs. So that's also I will save that for next time because that's more complicated. So okay, I would have to stop here because it's already an hour and I really have to go. So yeah, so I would see you next week, hopefully, but I have to check because next week is your Python, so I may have to postpone a week of the World of WoqlCraft. So yeah, what I gotta do is like I would keep my I would keep updates like on Twitter. I think yeah I will have to definitely take a break from Meet Me Pie next week because both Laser and I would be in the organization of EuroPython, and I will be giving a talk in EuroPython next Friday. So yeah, I'll have to postpone it most likely for World of WoqlCraft. So yeah, so if I would just give you a shout on Twitter. So if you really want to catch up on what's going on with my schedule, well, I will try to update my schedule in Twitch so you can see it down there. If you come back to check, but I will also update it. Most probably like within this week, I will tell you what's going on next week in my tweet. So yeah, it's well usually during a conference I'll be too busy, so I can't really keep up with my streaming schedule. So yeah, but if you want to see me next week, you will see me a lot if you join EuroPython. It's not very expensive. It's relatively cheap compared to a EuroPython last year. So and also the sprint is free, so you can join the sprint. Um, so yeah, I will see you next week, maybe at EuroPython. Maybe I will be streaming. I don't know. Just follow me on Twitter and keep updated. So sorry about that. Like an hour is not enough to just put in all this thing, but well, like we usually do, we just continue and work on this project. And of course, I would have more SpaCy because Brett loved it, and I hope some of you loved it as well. So we try to work more on SpaCy and more on how you can make use of Terminus DB to work with your NLP data, your NLP project. So yeah, I'll see you next time. And oh, by the way, before I say next week, we still have the tutorial on Sunday. It's still going on. It's about generator in Python. So yeah, I'll see you on Sunday actually. Yep. Bye.